Hi guys, my name is Meads. This is going to be a review for the Metal Robot Spirits or Damashii. We have the Double O Riser. And this is quite amazing. It's kind of like a mini metal build. Yeah, quite great. Now the special thing about this is that way back then, and this is before I start collecting Robot Damashii, you can get the Double O Riser set if you buy the Double O as a regular release. Probably about 40 bucks or 50, and you have to buy the P Bandai or Riser add-on, and that could cost quite a bit, especially now since it's a lot rare. And that combined the cost is probably the same as getting this now, and the P Bandai or Riser, probably the value on that one dropped since the release of this. But regardless, this is quite amazing. Got mine from Tatsu Hobby. I'll provide the link down below if you're looking to get some. And definitely, it's really awesome. I'm a big fan of the Double O Riser design. And this is a special treat for me. Here we go. On the back side, we're talking about the docking system. Here we go. Now, I did buy the Double O Gundam on, I think it was like a second-hand thing. Well, there's a store who sells pre-owned section or pre-owned items. Yeah, and I have it somewhere in my collection. I don't know where it is. I do have the 007 swords here with me as a comparison, and more or less it should be a good comparison. It's the 00 there. I'm hoping it's the same style as the older 00. Yeah. But regardless, we have a comparison between the plastic and the one with the decals parts. Alright, so let's open this up. Alright, so starting with the base here, it's quite great. Get the Double O Riser, Metal Robot Damashii, yep, Celestial Being, and you got this concentric circles. Quite great. Typical base for this style, and it's great that they're providing this, and definitely for a premium figure, gotta have it. Right, so we're gonna go ahead and pop this out, and there is the base here. Now for this base, you got ratcheting there. Alright, you got a hinge there, and another ratcheting port here. Just gonna pop this out. There we go. And there are some ports here on the side, and maybe on a later release they're gonna use that, maybe some kind of pillars or something, or join multiple bases. We'll see. So that's that, and let's look at the O-Riser. Alright, so we have the O-Riser here, and this is an amazing design. I like it. And I'm a fan of forward swept wings in a sense, like this. The wings is kind of moving forward. Really cool design, and this does have that finish, kind of like the Verka, where it's that matte paint, and you can see the different decals onto the side here. Just nicely done. In terms of paint app, yeah, nicely done as well. I don't really see any mishaps or anything of that sort. But yeah, the details is just amazing. Really great. Now, articulation wise, you have this wings here that you can open up, and you can even kind of put this wings inward. There we go. So you got that option there. I don't think you can press it all the way out. It's supposed to just stay flat like that. Yeah, really great. Now, there is some parts here you can extend that kind of deal. And to mount this on, you're going to be using this particular peg connection. There's actually 4 of them in this set, but one of them, you're going to be using it for here. There we go. And we can mount this onto the base for display. I kind of wish though that they provided another arm. That way you can display both the O-Riser and the 00 separately. But you can have that there, and you can have the 00 standing here. Alright, and likewise, if you're going to be adding the Gion Sword 3 to the O-Riser, and which kind of shown in the show sometimes, where he's the holder of this. we're gonna be using some attachments here. So this is a different peg connection. There we go. And it's always the 3-prong that goes into the underside of the O-riser. Then we're gonna be using this. There's a connection point right there. We're just gonna pop that in. There we go. Looks great. And we have another connection point here. And I believe we're gonna detach this. Yeah, or something that sort. See if I can remove this. Actually, hold on. Just this attach here. Oh, okay. Maybe it just attaches here. Don't need to remove anything. There we go. Gotta read instructions, right? Alright. And now we're gonna mount it here on top again. That doesn't secure. Anyways. May have to play with it, but there we go. With the GN Sword 3. Alright, then yeah, you just gotta make sure that it's all the way in. It's actually fairly secure. It's not gonna fall over. There we go. Alright, so let's take a look at the Double O Gundam. Here we go for size comparison. Here on the left, we have the 007 swords. It's your typical scale for Robot Damashii, a little smaller than your 1/44th scale. Then we have the 00 Mel Robot Damashii here in the middle. And here is the 1/44th real grade. Now, as you can see, this scale is close to the 1/44th scale, which is quite great. I think it should be in that way to begin with. The Robot Damashii should just be in scale with a 1/44th, but it's always been a little smaller. But this is a change, and it's great that it's matching now. So there you go. I just want to show that. Some people will still ask how tall it is. Yeah. By now, if you have the 007 sword, you should kind of guess how tall it is. But for those who are going to be asking me, I tend to forget how or to do this anyways. So anyways, it's about 5 inches to the top of the head, more or less. About 5 inches. Now, for metric wise, it's about 12.5 on the top of the head. So 12.5 centimeters. There we go. There goes my ruler. Alright, so here we go. We got the 00 Gundam. There is some heft to this. Definitely. Really different from your typical Robot Spirit figures. Yep, really great. And we can kind of see that there's a lot of die-cast pieces here on the top of the knee, to the torso area here, to the elbows, to the ankles here, onto the side of the leg, onto the back side, the knees, the joint on the waist, even on this one that connects to the shoulder armor or the GN drives. That is nice. A lot of die-cast pieces, and definitely it's a nice touch we're seeing all of those. Now, I'm not too sure if like all of these are real die-casts, but it feels like it. It feels that metal, and yeah, it's great. Alright, so let's take a closer look at the articulation. Alright, so starting with the head here, and I just want to add that there is no spare V-fin. I think they should always add that, one with that hard plastic and the one with flexible. I prefer the little flexible one. It could be a little tacky to feel, but you never know. I'd rather have that. But then again, being a nice die-cast figure, you don't want this dropping anyways. So regardless, be careful on the V-fin. Alright, so we get some neck articulation here. Move side to side. You know, your typical articulation ball joint. There we go. Now for the shoulder binders here, you get that hinge that we can see there. Then you get a little pivot here on top, or swivel. And you get a hinge that goes all the way out, which is great. Some nice details there. You get your GN drives here. Now I haven't really played with it much. There's probably some kind of connection points later on. Once we connected the O-riser, we'll take a look on that. So there's that. Then you get your shoulder armor here. There we go. This let's see how this thing is connected. There's a hinge There's a sleeve right there in the middle, and I think actually you cannot really rotate the shoulder armor separate from the shoulder here, or the arm. Yeah, it's kind of like sandwiched there. Anyways, you can move this out. You get your bicep swivel there, I believe. There we go. It's a little stiff, which is great. You get your elbow articulation. You got the nice GN drive logos there. Even here. Although this one, you see the hinge. There is no like the design like that, which is not too bad. Then you got your articulation here. You got a little bit of a swivel there on the wrist. Really great. Now for the torso here, get some up crunch going in, going back. You have your waist articulation on the bottom of the red area there, right in the waist. So that is great. So just be careful on tilting this back. I don't think you can move those thrusters. They're really small. Yeah. Side skirt, they are connected on a peg bolt joint, both side. Here, I believe it's just another bolt joint here that you can swivel side to side depending on where you're raising your waist or your leg. Here we got your die cast pieces. It is on a ball joint socket system. There we go. You can. It's really stiff. You got to be really careful as you move that. I'm not gonna force it that much, but it is on that system. Yeah, feels like the butt area is kind of shifted up a little bit there, huh? Anyways, you got that thigh swivel right there. We got the knee movement, which is great. This thing shifts down. Then I believe this, we might have to push this up now. Double jointed, there we go. So you can bend the knee further. Likewise, you have that nice GN symbol in the side for the GN drive, or is that GN condensers? There we go. Then you get your ankle joint here. You got your toe or heel, I guess. And just trying to shift this thing, it could be a little difficult. There we go. Nice die-cast joints, but as always with die-casts, you gotta be very patient and take your time as you move them about. Yeah. For the most part, I'm gonna have him the wide stance pose right here. Yeah, there we go. Alright, so that's pretty much it for articulation, typical of the 00 Gundam. Yep. Alright, let's see how easy it is to swap out the hands. There we go. Ball jointed. Seems to pop off easily, which is great. I always like that. Now putting this on, there we go. Alright. Got nice paint finish onto the hands. Got kind of like a gunmetal, but everything is plastic, which is good for the hands. You don't want die cast on the hands, tendency to break or something. Alright, that is not the right hand. So other than the closed fist, you can have the open hands here, and you have a pair, all of them in pairs, of the grippy hands. There we go. Now with the GN saber, or the BM saber here we go. We have the effect part right here. Now you have another one, and you also have another effect part right there. So kind of just demonstrate this. Quite nice. Right, let's take that out and attach it to the underside right here. Now it might be this way or the other way. This kind of makes a little bit more sense to have it here. Now I'm afraid to move this around. Yeah, there we go. It seems to attach, but it doesn't really. Anyways, there we go on the back side. Maybe I'll just point it down so it's out of the way, but I'm not a fan of those peg connection. Always feels like it's gonna break and it will just be stuck inside. That's not even, oh, there we go. All right, what's going on here? What am I doing wrong? It's not going in. Alright, so there is an issue there. I mean, you're holding it with friction. Let's put it this way. Or maybe it's onto the side. Okay, there we go. That's probably a problem. It's probably this way. Alright, so we're the kind of like the, I'm not sure if that's the button. It should be pointing out. I should have looked at the instructions. Alright, so that's that. Let him, let's put him here for now. Next up is the Gene Sword 2. There we go. Nice gunmetal finish again. You can lower this, kind of like your hand protector for your GN rifle. And I believe you can take this out. Yep. Huh. I would think that you can just rotate this. Yeah, there we go. The GN spatulas. Alright, and we can mount it this way. I think the kind of like where the scope is, or whatever that green part is, should be pointing down. Just gonna attach that there. It is a bit of a tight. There we go. And actually, before I do that, I almost forgot. You can combine them, and that's typical for your 00 kits or figures. There is a separate handle that lets you combine them. There we go. Which is great. And probably it's going to be like this or some. Either way, any configuration you want, it works. So there we go. But I want to put this on to the side. So it should be vertically like this in a certain angle. Press that in. There we go. To the other side here. And I think we're making progress towards the 00 riser. Alright. Otherwise, you have your GN shields here. You got 2 of them. Now there is a cool gimmick on this one. You can actually, I already pushed it down. It's like this. There we go. And actually you can mount it onto the underside of the forearm. Mount it right there. There we go. And you can do it on both sides. It's kind of like a dagger. Well, not a dagger, but a forearm blade kind of thing. But there is a cool gimmick. You press this down here. You do the same thing up to the other side. You press it down. You'll see those tab here. It's opposite on both ends. And you connect them. Be careful as you push this around. You have a tendency to push the blue back out. So just press on the white section and kind of wiggle it a little bit. But take your time. You don't want to break this. And mine is not. Oh, okay. The problem is the blue. I'm ending up pushing it out. I put this on. More or less, it's connected like that, and you can connect it on one arm, having the double GN shield. There we go. But I'm gonna connect this to the riser. And lastly, we have the GN Sword 3, which is really cool. You have a hinge there for the handle, and you can slide this in and out. I would think that you can go a little bit further. Is there a little thing here? There we go. Oh, okay, so it snaps in place. That's kind of where we put the base connector. Alright, so let's see how easy this is, or it could be a little difficult. So just put it here. There is a tab that goes to the top of the forearm there. Just gonna tap that in place. Well, get that hand all the way in first. There we go. Nice and secure. And there's another peg connection that connects to the bottom side of the forearm here. And more or less it will peg it. But there we go. Nicely done. Alright, so before we continue with the riser or the add-on, I just want to start mounting this to the base. And we have this connector right here. You go on the back side, and there's that section over there. Now hopefully this is not problematic. And yeah, let's just remove this for now. It's probably safer that way. Pop it in. Hopefully it doesn't damage the paint. That is quite secure. I had the other robot damages before where the bottom connection just slides off easily. Yeah, not good. But this one is fairly stable. Alright, so there we go. Gonna mount this. We're gonna tilt this a little bit. Yeah, it's in that weird angle. Maybe I should... Yeah, you know what? I'll just leave it there. Alright, so there we go. Let's grab that O-riser here. We're going to remove the wings. Just going to pop that off. There we go. Same thing onto the other side. Pop that off. Alright. Yeah, it's just held by those kind of clip things to the side here. Now this, we're just going to, yeah, just extend it out. Bring it down, and you're gonna have that peg connection onto the back. Is that it? Yeah. Yeah, I think for the most part that's pretty much it. Let's look here. There seems to be a hidden tab there, and let's see if I can pry that out. There we go. Yeah, I just cut my nails. Alright. So this connection, peg that in. Okay. Still have enough clearance on the bottom side, which is good. Now time to put this on here. I guess it just goes like this. This peg is possibly going to this way. Okay. Then we're just gonna fold this towards there. That seems to work. Same thing on the other side. So we're just gonna use the bottom peg connection there with this thing here. That seems to work. All right. There we go. I was wondering. Okay, there we go. I was wondering if there is a way to move those flaps, the blue part. And there is. There we go. Really nice. Probably open up a little bit. Gonna push it into the back there. We're almost there. We're gonna lastly put this on the GN shields to the edges here. Just peg in place. There we go. And maybe we'll just pull this out. Yep. Actually, so you can pull out the blade, okay, and pull out the blue piece. So it's really long now. I didn't realize that till now. Well, at least we found it. We're gonna put this here, and hopefully it will peg. There we go. Got some message. And yeah, this is quite nice. Well, pop that out again. There we go. That is great. Now I could put the GN sword, or the GN sword 2 onto the arm, but we'll see. No, actually I'm kind of curious, can we put the real grade add-on here, or the binder? No, it's not gonna work. I thought it is a possibility. So putting this back on, so this is the GN shield, but I found out that using the real grade GN shield, it's almost the same connection, and it does attach to that. So if you already have that, oops, it's rubbing off. It's dusty from displaying it. But there we go. I think that looks a lot cooler than just having it like this. Yeah, so it's nice that we can use the GN shield from the real grade. There we go. And lastly, for defect parts. Now, you are getting 2 of these for the GN Sword 2, which is great. I'm just going to use one, and kind of like how other Chainsaw 2 iteration, it's mounted like that. It's like a perpendicular to the blade. Now we also have this for the Chainsaw 3, quite nice. Has a little bit of that silver paint, just a slight touch. That way when the light reflects on it, it's really cool. And this just slides in. There you go. Alright, and now we have the Metal Robot Damashii 00 riser. And it's very awesome. I like it. And there you go. That's pretty much it for the review. Overall, I'm really satisfied with this purchase. It is a great figure. Especially with the die-cast pieces on the... You can see it, you can feel it onto the side of the leg. Yeah, it's just overall an amazing set. And like I mentioned before, if you collect Robot Damashii and you're trying to get the 00 riser set, it's going to be a little difficult doing it the old-fashioned way with the P-Bandai. With this, you have everything, and plus you have die-cast pieces. The only drawback I would think on this one is the articulation onto the waist. That that friction with the die-cast joints, it's a little rough. You might add a little bit of you know, the very mild oil, but I wouldn't recommend it. It's one of those die-cast joints should be stiff, and you just have to take caution as you move the joints around. Regardless, this is again a really great release. Again, I got mine from Tatsu Hobby. And I think that's about it. If you got questions, let me know through the comments, and I'll try my best to answer those for you. So until then, this is Meads. Thanks for watching.